Hello and welcome to Eco 320, Internet and Network Economics. So let's start with a quick tour of the things you need to know to do well in this class. We'll start by taking a look at what we've got in our course shell here on Brightspace. Now, as you know, this is the first time this course is on Brightspace, so there might be some stuff that's a little bit weird, and if something seems off, please let me know so that I can fix that. That said, I think it has transferred over pretty well from Blackboard. So what you should see when you log in is going to be this screen. You'll see some announcements over here. So right now the announcements are all, hey, this is a big class and not a lot of time. Start early. That's probably all we're going to need to announce. But if something comes up or if something's going to change, that's the place to check. Now, since this is a whole semester within just 2 weeks, this means you're basically going to be in this class pretty much every single day, right? You should be logging on to Brightspace almost constantly. This is basically your full-time job until January 18th. Very important, we've got our calendar over here on the right, so keep track of deadlines. And then way down at the bottom, there are settings to update your notification settings so that if there's, say, an announcement or a deadline, you can get an email for that. I'll open that in a new tab because it's going to take a while to load. There we go. So you can get the app. That'll give you notifications. But you can do things like have it text your phone if there is, for example, a comment on a discussion forum assignment, or email or whatever, right? There's a bunch of options. So definitely take a look at that. Now, most of the stuff in this class is going to be under the content folder. So if you hit content up here in the green bar, you'll see start here, which is where you are, although as I'm recording this, I've got last year's welcome video up. The online readiness self-assessment. In practice, usually this class, because it is such a small, short thing, we don't tend to have students who sign up and then forget about it. Or if they do, they just entirely forget about it. We don't tend to have people start and then disappear. So usually when people are taking this, they're already have figured out it's a good fit. Course information is in our next folder within contents. So our syllabus is here. As I'm recording this video, I've got to do some minor updates, but it's minor. It's going to be superficial, basically updating dates and saying we're in Brightspace instead of Blackboard. So if you are watching this and this video is up, but the syllabus hasn't been updated, it's still worth taking a look through the old syllabus because all the basic policies are the same. Now, probably the most important policy is that I don't do late homework. Because this is such a condensed semester, there's just not enough time to be able to do that. In a normal semester, there's more time, but I also have more students. So I also just, as a blanket policy, don't do late homework. I do kind of have an informal thing with late homework, which is if you turn it in before I grade it, then it's not really that late, is it? But even so, you should stick with the deadlines as they are on Brightspace, because there might come January 8th, I might just have insomnia and start grading at 1 a.m. I'll never grade before the deadline, but I might grade as soon as immediately after the deadline. So don't count on that informal policy. Just take the deadlines as given. Get all your stuff done before then. So we've got other general policies in this. We'll have the syllabus schedule will update, but I think the dates actually align as they were last year, which is good. And it looks like I've got the dates set up properly in the calendar, so what you see on Brightspace is good, right? Those are the real deadlines. And then all the stuff is going to be under learning modules. So this is going to be where all of our basic content is for this class. So icebreakers, this is just getting stuff set up. Oh, I do have to change some deadlines. This says January 5th, but that's 2022. It's not actually overdue. I'll fix that in the near future. Now, let's talk a little bit about the sort of big idea of this class. We're talking about we're talking about networks and the internet and the economics of all of that. And we're doing that at a high level. What I want to do with this class is give you timeless information. There's no point taking a class that's going to be out of date, right? So if we talk about Google's quarterly profits or whatever, there's not really going to be a good reason to take this class. So instead, we're going to try and delve into concepts that will help you think more clearly about the internet and networks in general, rather than specific, concrete, but immediately obsolete information. To that point, we're going to be using this book to help guide our thinking with this, 6 Degrees, The Science of a Connected Age by Duncan Watts. I encourage you to immediately order this book because we are going to be using it very, very soon. So if you procrastinate, use the digital one because you get that instantaneously. The paperback you can get pretty cheap, but it's going to take a little while to ship, and Amazon hasn't been super reliable lately, so make sure that you are on top of that. And I believe you can borrow a digital copy from the Internet Archive Open Library, but again, don't necessarily count on it. So get that book. This book is going to give us a very general view of network theory, with, again, the intention of giving you timeless knowledge, a way to think about these problems, rather than telling you specific conclusions that are going to be relevant in, say, 2022, but not 2023. So that is the class. I guess the other thing I should show you is the Discord server. So you'll see in the syllabus details about how to get in touch with me, but the fastest way, the simplest way for most things is going to be this Discord server I've set up for all my students. Now we've got a channel just for this class, so when you come in, you will see that you will pop up and welcome, and we'll have our fun little gifts to wave at you. If you have general questions, you can ask them here, but in our class, if it's anything specific to the class, it's going to be in the 320 channel here. If you see something interesting on the internet that you want to share, this is a great place. So I've dropped some links in here to some interesting podcasts and lectures and things that I've come across that have been interesting. So absolutely engage here, right? Interact. If you have any sort of informal questions or questions about the material in the class, this is a good place because your classmates will also see it. If it's anything official, something about your grade or something where I kind of need to know who you are, then email is going to be the better way. All right, so that is our course in a nutshell. If you have any questions at all, please reach out to me. Like I said, there are going to be some things that are a little bit off just because we're transferring from Blackboard to Brightspace, and inevitably something goes a little bit weird. I've got some deadlines to update, although it looks like I've got most of them. In any case, welcome, good luck, and I will talk to you in the future.